Cybersecurity changes after COVID-19 lockdown. The coronavirus pandemic has massively affected the global scenario and has altered the cybersecurity landscape and the global workforce. No one is sure when this COVID-19 pandemic will get over. But here we have enlisted the possible cybersecurity changes that probably would be the new normal post-pandemic. Work from home or WFH would become the jam. The work from home would act as a default model. As per research, around 79% of the IT executives believe that their organization would perform more flexibly on the work-from-home policies as the pandemic subsides. Also, they have experimented with the latest lockdown situation where 78% of the knowledgeable workers have reported that they either grown more productive or no productive at all. The work from home is driving more changes to the cybersecurity investments and as well as the priorities. Implementation of secure collaboration tools. As the work from home will persist, office productivity tools, emails, and video conferencing would gain even more importance. The companies need to adopt and use additional secure collaboration tools. Alongside, they must explore contemporary capabilities like augmented or virtual reality or chatbots for the delivery of content that would enhance their operations. Security perimeter has evolved, and will evolve even. Deparametrization has already begun. Despite most professionals who have agreed with this particular idea, scaling security has always been a challenge. Thus the network perimeters contained and have changed bit by bit over time. Coronavirus pandemic might be the final security perimeter. The computer security controls will migrate to the wholesale endpoints for supporting a further distributed infrastructure such as the devices, users, data, applications, and so on. Also, the cloud-based management planes would make this architecture much easier for scaling and operating from the past. The new perimeters are users and devices and data. Cloud getting importance. The acceleration of the cloud workload migration has occurred because of the coronavirus pandemic, as this was way easier to administer the cloud infrastructure than on the on-premises servers, storage devices, and network. The security analytics with the data and analytics engine is moving to the cloud quickly. New skills would be required for migrating the data and tools and also manage the cloud subscriptions. The attack surface management or ASM is coming to mainstream. Better ways would be required in order to collect, process and analyze the data for cyber risk management as the assets and users shift to distributed and remote situations. All the vendors and various others will be benefited from this transition. Policy management needs to be doubled down. The business managers need to take extra care and tighten up their digital security policies with the dynamic and granular rule sets. New infrastructure for policy enforcement and monitoring would be highly appreciated. Opportunities for security changes for keeping away from cyberattacks would be vast. Identity management comes to force. Contemporary identity structure must anchor the distributed security controls and policy management. For the ease of the migration, the identity will also move to the cloud at a fast pace. With this, the cloud service providers like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and VMware would play a significant role here as well. Cyber threat intelligence will scale up. The COVID-19 pandemic is a tremendous global opportunity for the cyber zone to push the new attacks and cyber scams. For counteracting this trend, the organizations must be able to analyze, operationalize, and look out for the threats at an unprecedented scale. This would further represent a growth opportunity for all the threat intelligence platforms or cybersecurity management firms, and as well as the investigation tools like Palo Alto Networks, Recorded Future, King & Union, Anomaly, etc. The smaller enterprises will delve into more profound threat intelligence services. The next generation will be ruled by AI and ML. The IT security teams will require to make more assets, connections, threats, and movements simultaneously. They must introduce artificial intelligence or AI on ramp and push ourselves speedily. This is a massive opportunity for companies like Google, IBM, Microsoft, etc. Severe security training is required. As WFH has become the new trend and the pandemic has given rise to the various scams and frauds, upgraded network security training and rigorous security screening, and that too quite often would be highly beneficial. Security aptitudes with compensation incentives or penalties on performance need not be overlooked. The business managers must be held responsible for the education of their employees and take serious action against them in case there is a security breach for their irresponsibility. These are just some of the cybersecurity changes that we will see as the COVID-19 gets over. Cyber risk management companies must make all of these changes through stringent security screening in the bid to avoid the latest and the existing cyber threats, as the pandemic has opened ways for the hackers find new ways to get benefited.